Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. So we've touched on, of course, the situation when it comes to schooling in Tobago. We've just looked at the situation with the Crown Point residents. And now it's time to go to something a bit more light, a bit lighter, let's say. We have the Tobago Soca Monarch. So earlier this year, the THA announced there will be no competitions for the Tobago Carnival. So where does that leave the Soca Monarch? Avery Seaton, the man behind the new Tobago Soca Monarch, will give insight into what's happening with the event for the upcoming Tobago Carnival. Good morning, how are you? Okay, so, well, we're just having a few technical difficulties, but in the meantime, for those of you that did not know, yes, there is going to be a Tobago Soca Monarch. We're not sure exactly what's going to be happening with the event. Mr. Seaton is with us this morning to share with us a bit more. And I know that a lot of artists are really interested in seeing whether or not this is the beginning of something just a little bit different. Let's check back in and see if Mr. Seaton is with us. Mr. Seaton, are you with us? Okay. So we're going to see whether or not we can get Mr. Seaton on another line. In the meantime, for those of you who are just joining us, we have a lot coming up on the show this morning. And also, I believe our phone lines are going to be open. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me there. We're going to double check with that a little bit later. We're also going to be talking about Alzheimer's and dementia. Very excited for that conversation, I will say, because it's something that plagues a lot of us, whether it be family members, friends, or just those who are within the community. And learning to deal with that can really be such a challenging experience. Now, also coming up, of course, you know it's Tobago Thursdays, so we do need to talk about some artists that we have, but we're not going to share exactly who that is now. Let's see if we have Mr. Seaton back with us on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ah, wonderful. Great to hear you. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. I'm here. All is
Fantastic.
good.
And we're glad to have you here. We're glad to be able to hear you as well, because this is something absolutely phenomenal. The new Tobago Soca Monarch definitely took a lot of people by surprise, given the fact that we were told, all right, there aren't going to be any competitions, which leads me into, of course, one of the first pieces of our conversation. Do you think a competition is feasible at this time?
No. At this time, I don't think a competition is right because it is so short. Artists have a lot to do to prepare themselves for competition. They have to get the song. From the song that I get airplay on the music, that people know the music, know the song. They have to get the dancers, the stage performances together. And that take a while. That doesn't just happen like in a week or two. It take a while to prepare for that. That's why when we do Soca Monarch, we try and launch the Soca Monarch about 3 weeks or 6 months before, and people know it's coming so that they will prepare for it. I don't think it's right. The time is right. It's good to have a Soca Monarch,
Mm-hmm.
and competition is always good in life because we're born in competition. But I
Yes.
don't think it's, at this time is the right time for a competition.
Right, because, and agreed, because it's such a short space of time as well. So what does that mean for the new Tobago Soca Monarch? What's going to happen with the event?
Well, the Tobago Soca Monarch have rebranded itself into NTSN, the event. We always think we get bottleneck within the carnival in Trinidad. So we use this opportunity this year to launch in the October Carnival. So we are launching our new product called Soca Royalties in October. So that will prepare the artists, give artists enough time to go international carnival and give them enough time to showcase themselves into the October Carnival 2023.
So you're basically giving them a little warm up, getting them ready for what is going to be, of course, an ongoing event. So how are the artists feeling about this? The fact that, all right, so there's no competition and now you have this event coming up. What has their feedback been like to you?
Well, artists, they're 50-50. To be honest, they're 50-50 because they want competition. Artists love competition. Everybody from the pan like competition, the calypso like competition, soca artists like competition. Everybody like competition in the carnival. But when you hear carnival, you hear pan, you hear calypso, you hear soca, and you hear competitions. But the artists and them, they understanding. They wanted it, but they understand at a short period of time for competition is not right. So that is the reason why we take the opportunity to launch the new Tobago Soca Monarch, to launch the NTS and the event, the Soca royalties, so they will get a time to prepare themselves, because artists need that space to prepare themselves. And my take on the competition for this year, I think, is really and truly, let me hold back on the competition this year. Let us showcase Tobago, showcase the artists of Tobago. And let the world know that Tobago is here. We are here. Right now, we are on the calendar.
Oh, yes, you definitely are the calendar. And it's good to know, of course, that this is something that was mutually agreed between all parties involved so that you can move forward with a really strong product for 2023. So tell us a little bit about Soca royalties, what's going to be taking place, possibly who's going to be taking place, if you can share that as well.
Well, Soca Royalty is a brand. Nobody knows Soca Monarch, Soca Monarch, Soca Monarch. But these guys are monarchs. But they're royalties. They're royalties. So when you get crowned a Soca royalty, a royal person, it comes with a title, a proper title. We're going to launch it with the artists of Tobago. Our first mission is to welcome all the artists in Tobago. We are going to be hosting workshops also on the line, workshop to help develop the artists. Like Tobago have over 50 something or more artists that I can count. All right. And so we're going to develop the talent, because we want to have a proper show. We want to have them to showcase themselves properly. So um, there'll be a competition, yes, but there'll be developing programs for the artists also to go into it. So this first one, we're going to choose all the soca artists on the island, the majority of them, and showcase them. So we'll be like showcasing Simba Lion, showcasing Javon Jackson, who won twice. We try and talk to this guy, Jel Balfour, Caspian Cupid, Simba Lion, all these other guys that was there before in the Soca Monarch, who won the competition from 1 to 3. On Soca Royalties, like when we launch it, we are going to get those guys to perform for us. And yes, people want to know why we are inviting Trinidadians. But it's time for Tobago. Trinidad artists have been showcased a lot, a lot, a lot. They're getting a lot of mileage. This is time for Tobago to showcase. So it'll be Soca royalties for Tobago.
And it definitely sounds like it's something that, of course, as you mentioned, it's a product, is something that you're going to continue to work on and build that community within Tobago itself. So now that you've shared what this product is, our next thought would be, do you think that this is the starting point for perhaps making this a possible full-time thing for artists in Trinidad and Tobago? Do you think it's going to be able to contribute to the growth of artists in Tobago in particular? My apologies.
Well, for a couple of years now, we have been working hard to break the ice in Trinidad. But we did that. In 2016, we did that. And in 2020, we did that. We broke the ice, because when there was International Soca Monarch, I don't know if they'll be coming again in 2023, but in International Soca Monarch, we always get our top 3 artists to enter into the semifinals. And in 2020, we had 2 artists in the semifinals, then one of them make it into the finals. So that was a breakthrough. But due to COVID, these things slow down. But we continue to want to merge with Trinidad, because Soca Royalties is opening up to everybody. Because I tell you, for the first year, we are going to do it for Tobago. But our plan is for the final year is to open up the landscape, open it up for more artists to enter into the competition.
Mr. Seaton, I'm sorry to cut you, but we need to take a break. Thank you so much for being with us this morning on the Now Morning Show. Looking forward to soca royalty continuing to grow and foster our artists throughout the Twin Island Republic. Have a wonderful morning. Trinidad and Tobago, there's more coming up. Stay tuned. This is the Now Morning Show, and it's Tobago Thursdays.